They say after last week's historic march on D.C., they need to keep this momentum going.
Smoke from the blaze could be seen from miles away, even several hours after it was ignited.
More than 2,200 miles west of where we're standing, the two suspects were taken into custody. They were designed so that if a call rang out in the middle of the night, they wouldn't waste time running down the stairs. The baby, who was born just this morning, was found wrapped in a plastic bag sitting out on the back porch.
The suspect walked up to the woman's vehicle before she told him through a closed window that she was already on the phone with police.
As luck would have it, a former WHAG anchor and reporter, just like myself, is the current owner of these islands. So maybe I'm destined to take them over.
Price on the lot is $174,900.
174,000 something. Never mind. So these little nature hideouts are still on the market. Hagerstown started its non-smoking policy in parks where violators can get fined. In Washington County, though, enforcement will mostly be through education. Behind me, you'll see dozens of volunteers and hundreds of gift bags just waiting to go home to a special child this holiday season. All ticket sales are going straight to Elan's family for his treatments. And that's as good as a three-pointer. They could run, but they couldn't hide. Crystal Stanley and Jerry Smith Jr., the two suspects in the death of an 81-year-old Hancock woman, were arrested Sunday morning in Arizona after a 9-day manhunt. Many in this tight-knit community are thankful that the search is over.
We're a family. Hancock is a family. This is a small town. Any tragedy like this never happened before.
On May 20th, investigators found the body of Margaret McAllister in her Hancock home. But on Sunday, more than 2,200 miles west of here, the two suspects were taken into custody.
We kind of had an idea of where they were headed, so we blanketed those areas with teletypes, bulletins, things like that to be on the lookout for this vehicle. It was just a random registration check by a trooper. Good police work, great police work.
An Arizona trooper stopped Stanley and Smith at gunpoint after making a random vehicle registration check that connected it to the homicide. The suspects may have made it as far as California before turning around, getting stopped on I-40 eastbound near the state line.
We've been tracking them. We've been anywhere from a few hours to maybe a day behind them. We knew at one point they were headed west, so I was kind of surprised to hear that they were headed back eastbound.
Those who were close to Margaret, better known as Peggy, hope that justice can be served, but nothing will fill the hole that she left in this Hancock community.
I'm so glad that I knew her, and I know that a lot of people will miss her.
Reporting in Hancock, Nick Munson, WHAG News.
Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgendered, queer, straight, every color of the rainbow.
All of those colors filled this whole block in downtown Frederick, mourning the loss from what's being called the deadliest mass shooting in the history of the U.S.
Probably something that I'll never forget.
Jake Dove remembers going out to Pulse, the gay Orlando nightclub that is now a household name for all of the wrong reasons. In a dangerous world to be gay, he described Pulse as a safe space.
If we were to hold hands together walking down the street, someone would have something rude to say. If we would go to Pulse, we could be ourselves.
That safety was taken on Sunday. A gunman killed 49 people, wounding 53 more. One of those was Edward Sotomayor Jr.
Probably one of the most friendliest, witty, and kind, nice, always had you on edge, great person.
Timmy Bodner is one of the few to know him as Top Hat Eddie. He recalls texting and messaging his friend on Facebook Sunday morning, waiting, but no response.
You kind of hope going to bed that night that, that it didn't happen, and you were gonna wake up and it wasn't true, but it didn't happen.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
Candlelight vigils stressed love over hate for both the gay and Muslim communities.
Such people who commit such crimes against humanity are not Muslims.
Even with hundreds of miles between them, there's a love connection between Frederick and Orlando.
It's not going to make me afraid. I'm going to be there. If you don't go, then you're showing these people that it's okay, and it's not.
Anyone that I talk to, just about, they break down in tears over it. It's hard. And just seeing this many people come together, it's awesome. It's a good feeling.
Reporting in Frederick, Nick Munson, WHAG News. A chorus of car horns and cheers welcomed Gary Clever back to his Sharpsburg home on Monday. For the past 16 months, the only places he could call home have been hospitals and rehab centers. And while he gets around a little differently now, love is still all around.
This is the best day ever, the best Christmas ever. Just such a happy moment for me. It's something we're long waited for.
In August of 2014, a drunk driver collided with Gary's daughter's vehicle on Downsville Pike. He bore the brunt of the crash, suffering severe spinal injuries and narrowly avoiding death.
They told me he was going to be a quadriplegic, that he would probably only be able to shrug his shoulders.
But with therapy and rehab, Gary is making strides.
I wasn't supposed to be able to use my arms. I can use my arms. I can move my head. I'm getting some leg movement. I can do a lot more than what they expected.
His wife, Deanna, says as the spinal swelling goes down over the next 2 years, there's a small chance he could walk once again.
I'm blessed, and I'm in God's hands, so if he chooses I walk, then I'll walk. If not, it's okay. I'm fine with it.
I know the exercises now I need to do with him, and we're going to work hard. He's going to be praying for me to go to work.
Now, Gary's focus will be on enjoying the comforts of family at home and advocating for tougher DUI laws in Maryland.
We never ever thought it was going to happen to us. So yes, it could happen to anyone.
Reporting in Sharpsburg, Nick Munson, WHAG News.
They say after last week's historic march on D.C., they need to keep this momentum going. Now, not too long ago, the Democratic senators came outside to join the rally and speak to the crowd. Those recognizable faces include Vermont's Bernie Sanders, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer of New York, and Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts. They voiced their disappointment in President Donald Trump's policies. Just this week, Trump has issued executive orders to allow for the building of a wall on the Mexican border, as well as the revival of the Keystone and Dakota Access pipelines. Those who are out here who oppose those moves say that grassroots efforts are necessary to fight back. Now, these rally goers who are out here right now do not plan on leaving until the Democratic delegation leaves tonight from the Bavarian Inn. Behind me, you'll see dozens of volunteers and hundreds of gift bags just waiting to go home to a special child this holiday season. The Angel Tree program has been an annual tradition for the Salvation Army nationwide, as needy families can receive donated gifts for free. Here in the Hagerstown area, 758 families applied for Christmas assistance. And thanks to the program, nearly 1,800 children in total will wake up Christmas morning to presents under the tree. These gifts you'll see here at the Salvation Army Toy Shop have been collected over the last 5 weeks. And today, parents are coming in to get the presents on their child's wish list. Now, leading up to this toy distribution day, organizers have told me that there was a shortage of donations, and because of that, 650 kids went unadopted, meaning that their gifts were not donated from the community. Even so, though, members of the Salvation Army here purchased the toys themselves from stores, and the Toys for Tots program also chipped in with donated gifts to help spread the Christmas cheer. Reporting live in Hagerstown, Nick Munson, WHAG News.